So this is from the viewpoint, the Skookum Falls viewpoint on Highway 410, heading up to Mount Rainier National Park and Chinook and Cayuse passes. And that's where we were, right over there. So the trail basically comes down the valley along the base of that ridge to the falls, and then it continues all the way down where it widens out down there, a couple miles. Skookum Falls viewpoint. Hope you enjoy the hike and adventure that I'm going to take you on. Radiogirl Diaries, and today we're taking you to beautiful Skookum Falls. So Skookum Falls, Skookum is Chinook jargon for evil spirit. And when you see these falls, you'll probably understand why. But this is Trail 1194, the Skookum Flats Trail, and we're right off of Highway 410 outside of Greenwater, Washington, on the way to Chinook Pass, and we're just on the northeast corner of Mount Rainier National Park. So I wanted to bring you a little bit about what this trail looked like, some of the conditions, what the scenery looks like, and a view of the falls. So enjoy. Thanks. Well, we're going to take a hike today on the Skookum Flats Trail from Buck Creek to Huckleberry and show you the falls. And it's May 23rd? Yep. May 23rd, and we got snow today actually. The local ski resort got 6 inches overnight, and there's a little bit of snow here on the trail as you can see. So we will get back to you in a little bit. Bye! So this is a perfect little example of what you would call a nurse log. So this tree has fallen and it's decomposing, and all these little trees on here are living on it, and it'll continue to feed it until it's totally decomposed. And these trees are as big as that one. Little nurse log. The roar of the creek is getting louder as we turn the corner here. Lots of trees down over the creek. Good shading for any little fish that might happen to live in there. Ooh. Look at that pretty little creek. So you can see why we love to live here, because it's beautiful, and we get to go see places like this anytime we want. Wake up in the morning, hey, let's go for a hike. Let's go see this gorgeous beauty out there that nature has to offer. So these are common name artist conch, and I can't think of what their scientific name is right offhand. But they grow on dead and decaying trees, and then people who like to paint come out and gather them and then paint stuff on them. And obviously you can see these are growing on some snags here. And then I wanted to show you, this is Oregon grape. kind of has a holly-like leaf. And then this is salal, and that's used in a lot of floral arrangements. And that is just rampant all over out here. And it's a really good, two pretty little ground covers. So there's a little bit of the White River down there. The trail kind of follows along the western side of the White River, and it's a couple hundred feet above the river bottom where the trail is. And it just kind of winds along the side of the river in and out of the forest here. Big, tall, towering Doug firs, cedars, western hemlock, all kinds of beautiful underbrush, vine maples. It's just a really pretty trail. Of course, since we got some snow and rain, and it's kind of raining right now, it's a little wet, but it's a real easy, moderate trail, great for families, or just a quick little day hike, and it leads you to a really beautiful waterfall. So we'll check back in with you in a bit. Well, here we are on part of the Skookum Flats trail. It's a pretty good percentage closed canopy with a real open understory, nice and mossy. Beautiful part of the trail here. It's raining a little bit right now, but overall it's not too bad. And nice little shot of the river here. Hiking up through the trees. Just big, huge trees along this whole trail. It's really a good trail to check out. It's really easy hike. I think it's a total of 400 vertical foot climb from the Huckleberry up to Buck Creek, or a drop of 400 feet if you went from Buck Creek down to Huckleberry, which is what we're doing today. And you can kind of see up there, see the White River coming down. So this is a yew tree. They're not super rare, but they're not really abundant. They have really cool bark. You can see this. And I know that they use the bark of this tree helps with some kind of cancer medicine. I'll have to look that up when I get home, exactly what it is, but it's just a beautiful little tree. And down by the Greenwater store there are a grove of a bunch of them, and they're huge, which that is pretty rare to see. So just wanted to show you one of our Great Northwest beautiful trees, the yew tree. Kind of wound our way through the forest here, and now we're coming back out on the river again. Show you a little bit better view of the white there. It really is a pretty river. Although it's not living up to its name right now because it hasn't really melted too much yet. But pretty soon it will be grayish white when the melt off the glacier starts, because this river starts up on the glaciers on Mount Rainier. Alright, heading back into the woods. So here we are amongst big tall Doug firs and hemlocks right on the river. It's just a gorgeous little section of forest. Well, I mean, who am I kidding? It's all gorgeous, but it's just kind of cool, these big old trees. Big, huge trees. Not quite old growth, but close. And the river. So this is an example of one of the premier Northwest trees, the Douglas fir, or the scientific name is Pseudosugum and zizii. And I'll tell you, other than looking at needles, how you can tell that this is a Doug. So if you look at the bark, and it kind of looks like bacon when you pull it off a little bit. Kind of looks like bacon in there with those dark spots. See how it's kind of stacked together like that? And this big ropey bottom, they only get like that when they get really old. They get a really thick bark to protect them from trees. Or, I mean, to protect them from fires. To protect them from other trees attacking them. And that's a big old Doug right there. That's a cedar. You can tell because it has more rope-like strings of bark that peel off and people use to braid them to make baskets and what have you. That's a Doug fir. So you should be able to tell most trees just by looking at their bark when you can't see their needles. I don't know if you can see it as well as we can, but that bright, vivid green of all those vine maples back there. It's just gorgeous. This is the other side of what we were just showing you. This is the far end of it. Just a big mass of vine maples. It's beautiful. It's so vivid green right now. It's just so pretty out here. Just a really beautiful little trail I would highly recommend coming out, taking a couple hours. If you don't have time to get a very long hike in, this would be a really great hike to do. It's just so pretty. And when it's hot, and it's still cool under this canopy, so whether it's rainy or sunny, it's a good place to come for a hike. So walking out to the huckleberry side, and a lot of big debris come down on the trail here. You can see how big these trees are. Big old rounds. Lots of big trees came down. Wouldn't mind having some tables made out of this stuff. And some other things. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful wood. Just rotting away, wasting away. Oh look, a little seat. Uh-huh. Wow, look at all of it. There's quite a bit. I wonder what storm this was.
No, it was all here a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was 1 year ago. It must have been a year ago.
It's a really wet area right in here too.
Yeah. These trees were standing for a really long time.
Yep. Look at that. Wow. Can you see me?
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
All right. Trail debris. Watch out for that. Quick shot of the White River right after the debris. So it kind of changes in here to open different kind of forests. There's some old roads in here, old campsites. All these beautiful vanilla leaf starting to bloom. Ferns, sword ferns, bunch of moss. Just beautiful. Look at that big old Doug fir. Holy.
Yeah. That's a nice one. Got a nice lean here. Look at this.
Oh wow. So pretty. This is a neat little section. Okay, this is the end of the Skookum Flats Trail on the Huckleberry, the Forest Service 73 roadside. And this is the end of the trail here. It's kind of this cool little mossy glade. And there's the trail. And that's all she wrote. That's the end of it. It's a really great trail. I suggest you check it out. As you can tell by the sound, we're getting closer to the falls, so you have to take this little side trail. You kind of bushwhack your way up here. And the main trail is way back down there. So, I'll turn it back on when we get up to the falls. So I'm going to show you this pretty little scene right here. Well, I've hiked most of the way up, but I want to share this moment with you because it's been several years since I've actually been to the base of the falls. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. So if you hike this trail, there is no reason for you not to come up here. It is amazing and beautiful. Wow. Skookum Falls flows from Skookum Creek. It's known as a horsetail type falls. It kind of resembles a horsetail. And there's where the creek runs out into all those vine maple and then down into the forest. It's just absolutely gorgeous up here. So amazing. It's really starting to rain now. Oh, it's so pretty though. Alright. Hi, Kim here, Radiogirl Diaries, and we are at Skookum Falls. So Skookum is known in Chinook as evil spirit. And you can kind of tell it probably sounded like an evil spirit. So here we are at Skookum Falls and Trail 1194, Greenwater, Washington. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a great day even though it was rainy. If you don't get out and hike in Washington when it's not raining, you won't be doing much hiking. So thanks for watching today and have a good one. See you on the next adventure.